Welcome to the Handyman Pros Radio Show, home improvement and maintenance tips from the pros.
Welcome to the Handyman Pros Radio Show Action Edition, where we feature an actionable tip that you can use today. And I'm here with my old buddy, Larry. Larry, what's going on?
Well, John, it's a great day in North Georgia, right? It is a great day. So you and I were talking before the show, and so John and I talk every day, folks. In case you haven't figured this out, we talk, and we usually, most of the time, it's a chat about what we did the day before on our jobs. So you were telling me a story, and I'm only telling this because it just is kind of the segue into why we did this show. But I've had the same experience, so it's kind of the thing. And but you were telling me about how you went out to a job, and the guy was saying that his thermostat didn't work, and blah blah blah. And you get out there, and what was it?
Well, yeah, right. So I got a call, and it was my neighbor, and he basically said, "Hey, the light, is doesn't work on his thermostat anymore, but the thermostat still works." And I'm like, "Huh." I said, "Take a picture of the thermostat and send it to me." And I was getting ready to go out anyways, and I knew immediately. I was like, "Okay, well, that thing's got batteries, and I know his setup over there." And I said, "Is it flashing low battery?" And he goes, "No, I don't see that." Well, I went over there, and sure enough, it was. This is something that everybody, you need to take a look at your thermostats, because if they're battery operated, most of them are. They have batteries in there. And I'm not going to get into, some of the other ones can be hardwired in and things like that, but most of them are going to have batteries, and they're going to need to be changed. If the batteries go out, that thing's not going to work.
Yeah, I have a similar story.
And then you're going to have a service call, and
right.
You're going to be stuck with a huge bill.
Yeah.
But it took me no more than 30 seconds to pull that thing off, put new batteries in it, and put it back onto the wall.
Yep. So I have a similar story that I'm going to tell. So I get a call. I got a call to one of my customers' homes, and I go in, and I actually was doing a to-do list. But one of the things on the to-do list was we need to reinstall a new garage door opener. And I'm like, one of the ones that mounts up on the edge of the garage door, that's a solid mount that you flip the thing up and opens. Yeah. So I get in there and I look at it. I flip up the thing, and this is just it's part of the whole job. But I open up the thing, and I go to press a button, and of course it's dead. There's no light. So I'm like, that's odd. I flip the thing off the mount. I open up the battery box. I go, "Do you have a battery?" They go, "Sure." They put a battery in. Boom, done. So I said, they're like, "What do I do with the new opener?" I said, "Take it back." They'll take it back. So they took it back. But got to check your batteries, right? Everybody knows to check batteries in their smoke alarms, right?
Yes. But
don't forget thermostats, garage door openers, key fobs. What else is there, John? Is there anything else?
It's just everything's running on a battery these days. Right?
Everything.
Especially in this world that everybody's. We're all connected with Wi-Fi and all these little devices running around. But it's some of these main devices like your thermostat that.
You don't change the battery very often, right? So it doesn't come top of mind is how I look at it.
That's correct. Here's what to do, folks, is that go check it, or change the battery in it if you haven't in, let's say, a year. And a year goes by pretty quick. And just when you do it, and what I do for my customers, I put when I do things like that, I put that on my calendar. So next year it's going to pop up and say, "Hey, Jim's going to need a battery," that kind of thing. So I'm just helping out. It takes 2 seconds to do it. You can put it on your calendar. Everybody's walking around with electronic calendars, and it's very easy to do. But if you forget about doing it, you're going to either wake up in the middle of the night freezing, and you're going to wonder why. So don't get stuck with a big bill for somebody to come out and tell you that you didn't change the batteries.
Yeah, the HVAC company would charge you a 2-hour minimum.
Yeah.
So you do the math, whatever they charge, but I know it's going to be probably $150.
Yeah, especially at 2 in the morning.
It's going to be more than that at 2 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, with that said, don't forget to check your batteries. That's what we're saying. So please join our Facebook group. That's at Handyman Pros. Join in the conversation. Send us an email, questions at handymanprosradioshow.com. Tell me about bad jokes or anything you want to hear on the radio show. And you can also follow us on Twitter, and that's at Handyman Radio. And we will talk to you next week on the Handyman Pros Radio Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've enjoyed this podcast and have derived some value from it, here's 4 things you can do. 1, tell your friends about this podcast. 2, hit subscribe on your podcast player. While you're there, leave us a review. 3, subscribe to our newsletter by going to handymanprosradioshow.com and click on the subscribe button. We'll inform you of upcoming events, shows, and give you actionable tips for maintaining your home and property. And 4, send us an email with your questions to questions@handymanprosradioshow.com. That's handymanprosradioshow.com. That's our show for this week. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week on the Handyman Pros Radio Show.